Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 108 of the daily vlog. 108. Man, out of 365, it seems like it's going slower now. Anyway, the bike ride is done. It's like cloudy and dreary and in the 50s this morning, which is cold for Florida when we're usually in the upper 60s and low 70s right now. So it's only going to be a high of 70 today. I know you northern guys are like, big freaking deal. You're right, it's still pretty nice here. But anyhow, spring is coming. Spring's coming for you. You guys will be riding every day in no time. Anywho, we're starting to get a little caught up from being gone last week, so now we can start focusing on all the other stuff we've got going on. One being I got to get bikes ready. Two being Route 66. We've got registration till the end of the month, so we got to get a big push on that for all of you that want to join us and ride an epic ride of Route 66 this summer. And you know, in about 4 or 5 weeks we head to Arkansas, so we gotta get stuff done that's got to be ready to go for that. So busy day, and I'm gonna go grab some coffee because I've earned it, and hopefully get over the sickness, because it would be much easier to work out if I didn't have trouble breathing, coughing, snotting, sneezing, you know, all that fun stuff. So hopefully this goes away soon, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Whew, what's up, guys? So it is, well, it's evening. It's been a crazy busy day. I'm still recovering from this cold, so it takes me longer to get stuff done when I don't feel good. So it's been a busy day, but I don't feel like I got everything accomplished that I wanted accomplished. I know Mama Badger's been busy all day working on the website, Route 66. Registration ends in a couple weeks, so we're getting ready to do a big push on that. So if you guys are interested in riding Route 66 with a whole bunch of us, go to sportbikers.com/Route 66. Check out all the information there. It's going to be one of those epic, memorable rides, once in a lifetime trip. And, you know, you can join us and a bunch of other bikers to make that trip. So go check that out. Spring has sprung, at least around Florida it has, and the southern states. And so now we're starting to get more and more support requests. I know Mama Badger took one today with a guy in Alabama. He crashed. It was a single crash, so nobody crashed into him. He actually crashed his own bike. So she spent like an hour on the phone trying to get them helped. And then we also got a message. Let's see, last week, someone was on the way home from Daytona, and I guess their tire blew out, and it flipped up and cut their neck. How crazy is that? So, I mean, just weird things happen, right? Happen in cars, too, happen on motorcycles. Just, you know, keep an eye on your tires and, you know, check your bike over. I mean, you can do a little preventative stuff, but, I mean, things like this are just going to happen, and there's nothing you can do. But we have noticed an uptick in these stories and of help requests. So guys, be careful out there, but do know Sport Bikers is here to help. So if you guys need some help, let us know. We will be happy to you know, see what we can do, you know, see what kind of resources we have in your area, see if we can get some other people in your area maybe to help. You never know unless you ask. What do I tell my kids all the time? The answer is always no unless you ask. That goes for anything in life, right? If you just assume that nobody's here to help, the answer will always be no. So please reach out and ask. The other thing I've been thinking a lot about this since I came back from Daytona. So in Daytona, there's a lot of stuff going on, but Harley Davidson's presence in Daytona and all these bike rallies is just insane compared to everybody else. I mean, you walk Main Street and it's Harley, 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 Honda, Harley, 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 Harley. I mean, the other bike comparison, it isn't there. And I see people, you know, and hear people be like, well, you know, Harley's losing market share, and you know, Indian's really taking a bite out of Harley. If they are, it doesn't show up at these rallies. Are there some Indians there? Yep. Does Indian make a great motorcycle? Absolutely. I mean, our buddy Ken, who was riding with us, you saw his Indian, and he loves it. It's an Indian Pursuit. It's blue. Him and his wife love it. They're going to take it on Route 66, and he has a Harley sitting in the garage as well. So they build a great bike, but they just haven't made that indent I think a lot of people thought they were going to. And you know, maybe that's still to come. But, you know, the one thing that Harley has, I think, that every other company doesn't have is they have everything else. And what I mean by that is, like in Daytona, they had this huge setup with their bikes out there, their 120th, their hog tent. You could go in where they have their credit card and get prizes, and you could, you know, demo ride. And then they had like 6 dealerships. They were having like, you could ride to each one. And then if you got done riding to each one, you could get a special prize. The one dealership, of course, what is it, Teddy Morris's? It's always going to be Ross Myers to me, but Teddy Morris's, that whole complex was set up with vendors and, you know, JP Cycles there and all of that. And that type of stuff, concerts and rides and hog chapters and cookouts and our breakfast, our Flying Piston Builders breakfast was at the Harley dealership. That is the stuff that none of the other companies have. People always talk about, you know, the Harley people like buying Harley boots and buying Harley shirts. I got a Harley shirt on right now. You know what? Nobody would buy that stuff if it wasn't cool. Their shirts are freaking awesome. And then I'm going to hear, well, you know, they're not made in the USA, they're made in China. Everybody's clothing is made there, right? Most all of these places have their clothing made in the same place. But we spent a while at the Indian dealer last year while we were waiting on Ken to buy that blue Indian, and their clothing selection is minuscule and not very good. I've owned Hondas. I've never owned a Honda shirt. Not one. Let alone boots, wallets, hats, any of that. Why? Because it's not cool. None of the other manufacturers focus on any of that, right? Like I said, I have a Harley shirt on today. It's a skull with flames. I like skulls. I like flames. It's freaking cool. So I guess that's the whole point. That's the one thing that Harley does that no other brand has figured out yet or has done. They make cool stuff. I don't care where it's made, if it's made in China or whatever. They're still the ones that come up with the designs. They're still the ones that order that cool stuff, and they sell the shit out of it. And, you know, all the Harley haters can hate all they want. The bikes haven't been unreliable since the 70s. They don't leak oil, and they get done exactly what we want them to get done. Do they not perform as well as some of the other bikes in some categories? Absolutely. But, I mean, that's the choice we as consumers make, right? So I don't want a crotch rocket. I don't want a Goldwing. I don't like the looks of them. I don't like the feel of them. Not that they're a bad bike. They're just not the bike I want. And that is the difference. But man, the people that hop on my videos and throw out, spew the hate for Harley Davidson is just crazy. I mean, they literally hate the entire company, the entire brand, and everybody that rides one. And I think that personally is pretty ridiculous. Anyway, guys, that is today's video. Sorry I rambled on. Sometimes, man, I can get on a subject and I can talk forever. But we will see you tomorrow.